Consider this your complete script, designed to unfold like a journey of profound realization. The Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, The Unveiling of Immortality, the Soul's Eternal Dance Amidst Mortal Strife. Hello, architects of consciousness and brave explorers of truth, and a very warm welcome back to the Suno Boi English YouTube channel. Today, we delve into the very heart, the profound core of the Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Sankhya Yoga, or the Yoga of Knowledge. If Chapter 1 left us in the gripping, almost suffocating embrace of Arjuna's despair, a warrior paralyzed by grief, moral confusion, and the sheer horror of imminent fratricide, Chapter 2 marks the dramatic turning point. This is where the divine dialogue truly begins. This is where Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, begins to peel back the layers of illusion that blind Arjuna, and indeed, that often blind us all. Imagine, for a moment, being at your lowest ebb. All your worldly understanding has failed. Your courage has deserted you. You are confronted with an unbearable choice, and every fiber of your being screams in protest. Then, a voice, not of anger, but of infinite compassion and unwavering wisdom, begins to speak. It doesn't offer simple solutions. It offers a complete shift in perspective, a truth so fundamental it redefines your entire existence. This, my friends, is the essence of Krishna's profound counsel to Arjuna in this monumental chapter. This isn't just an ancient text, it's a timeless manual for navigating the deepest dilemmas of human life. It offers the keys to understanding who you truly are, how to act in a world filled with chaos, and how to find an unshakable inner peace. So, if you're ready to transcend the fleeting, to grasp the eternal, and to unlock the secrets of living a life of purpose and profound serenity, settle in. This is Bhagavad Gita Chapter 2, presented to you from A to Z. The Divine Intervention, a compassionate jolt to a grieving soul. As Chapter 2 opens, we find Arjuna exactly where we left him. Slumped in his chariot, overwhelmed by sorrow, his mighty Gandiva bow cast aside, tears clouding his vision. He explicitly declares to Krishna, "I shall not fight." This is the moment of ultimate surrender, of profound vulnerability, where the disciple is completely open, yet utterly confused. Lord Krishna, seeing his dearest friend, his devotee, in such a state of utter despondency, offers a response that might, at first glance, seem harsh, but is born of infinite compassion and wisdom. He gently, yet firmly, reproaches Arjuna. He questions Arjuna's unmanliness, his ignoble weakness of heart, and asks why such impure delusions have seized him at this critical juncture. Krishna urges him, "Do not yield to this degrading impotence, O son of Pritha. It does not become you. Give up this petty weakness of heart and arise, O scorcher of enemies." This initial address is not a condemnation. It is a spiritual slap, a divine jolt designed to shock Arjuna out of his self-pity and prepare his mind for the deeper, liberating truths that are about to be revealed. It's a wake-up call, designed to shake the illusion that has clouded his extraordinary intellect and courage. Krishna is not just his charioteer. He is his guru, and the first lesson of a true guru is to remove the disciple's complacent ignorance. The immutable truth, the immortality of the soul, Atman, the core revelation. Having set the stage, Krishna immediately addresses the root cause of Arjuna's grief, the fear of death and the loss of his loved ones. He does this by revealing the most fundamental truth of existence, the eternal, indestructible nature of the soul, Atman. This revelation is the cornerstone of the entire Bhagavad Gita and indeed of Vedic philosophy. Krishna meticulously explains. The soul is unborn and undying. He states that the soul is not born, nor does it ever die. It is eternal, everlasting, primeval. It does not perish when the body perishes. This is the ultimate comfort, transcending all material grief. The analogy of clothes. Just as a person discards old, worn-out garments and puts on new ones, the soul, upon the death of a body, simply sheds that worn-out physical form and takes on a new one. This beautiful analogy instantly clarifies the cycle of birth and death as a natural, continuous process, not an end. Invincibility of the spirit. Krishna emphasizes that the soul cannot be cut by weapons, burned by fire, moistened by water, or withered by wind. It is beyond the reach of all material elements, immutable and incomprehensible. This means the self, the true essence of who we are, is untouched by any external force, any material destruction. Therefore, grieve not for the eternal. Based on this profound understanding, Krishna reiterates that Arjuna should not lament for those he believes he will kill. His grief is rooted in a mistaken identity, an illusion that equates the eternal, spiritual self with a temporary, perishable body. The bodies will perish, but the souls will continue their journey. This timeless teaching is meant to completely eradicate Arjuna's fear of death and his sorrow for those who will seemingly be killed. It provides the unshakable bedrock of spiritual wisdom upon which all subsequent instructions are built. It's the first step in understanding that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, not merely human beings having a spiritual experience. The fleeting nature of material existence, embracing the dance of dualities. Building upon the concept of the eternal soul, Krishna then expands on the impermanence of the material world and its inherent dualities. This further helps Arjuna, and us, detach from the transient nature of worldly experiences. The coming and going of sensations. Krishna explains that happiness and distress, heat and cold, pleasure and pain, all these are temporary perceptions. They arise from the contact of our senses with their corresponding objects in the material world. Like the changing seasons, they come and go, they do not last. The virtue of tolerance. Therefore, Krishna advises Arjuna, and by extension, all of us, to learn to tolerate these dualities. A person who remains undisturbed by these fleeting experiences, who can maintain inner equilibrium amidst life's inevitable ups and downs, is fit for liberation. This isn't about avoiding discomfort, it's about developing the inner fortitude to remain steady and unshakable regardless of external circumstances. Beyond sensory enslavement. This understanding is crucial. It helps us break free from the ceaseless cycle of pursuing pleasure and avoiding pain, which are ultimately conditioned by the temporary nature of the body and mind. It teaches us that true freedom comes from within, from our ability to witness these dualities without being consumed by them. The path of action, duty, dharma, and detachment, Karma Yoga. Having addressed the deepest philosophical truth, Krishna then shifts to the practical implications. He moves to the concept of duty, dharma, and introduces the revolutionary principle of Karma Yoga, the yoga of action without attachment. This is a profound and intensely practical teaching for anyone living an active life. Your right to action, not to its fruits. This is one of the most famous and foundational verses of the Gita. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your actions. This means our focus should be entirely on the sincerity, dedication, and quality of our efforts. The outcome, Krishna explains, is not entirely within our control, as it depends on countless variables beyond our grasp. The peril of attachment to results. Why is this so crucial? Because attachment to outcomes breeds anxiety, fear of failure, disappointment, and ultimately, binds us to the endless cycle of karmic reactions. When our actions are driven purely by a desire for results, they become self-serving, generating further entanglement. Equanimity in all outcomes. Karma Yoga teaches us to perform our duties with utmost dedication, but with complete equanimity towards the results, treating success and failure, gain and loss, with the same detached yet engaged outlook. This is the true yoga of action, the union of individual consciousness with the Supreme, achieved through dedicated, selfless performance of one's prescribed duties. Freedom from bondage. By acting without attachment to the fruits, we purify our consciousness. Our actions, instead of binding us, actually liberate us. We perform our roles with excellence, but without the emotional baggage of expectation. This is a powerful, liberating philosophy for students, professionals, artists, parents, for anyone who acts in the world. It frees us from the tyranny of expectation and allows us to engage with life with greater clarity, purpose, and inner peace. The steadiness of intellect, Buddhi Yoga, mastering the mind and senses. Krishna then elaborates on the importance of cultivating a steady intellect, Buddhi, which is the defining characteristic of a truly wise and self-realized person. This is often referred to as Buddhi Yoga, the yoga of pure intelligence and discernment. Beyond ritualistic promises. Krishna cautions Arjuna against being swayed by the flowery words of those who cling only to the ritualistic portions of the Vedas, promising heavenly delights for material actions. While these have their place for those with material desires, the ultimate goal of true wisdom is to transcend all material longings and attain spiritual liberation. The restless mind. He acknowledges the inherent restlessness of the mind, which is constantly agitated by desires and the allure of sense objects. The uncontrolled mind, Krishna declares, acts as an enemy, dragging one further into material entanglement. But a mind that is disciplined and controlled becomes the greatest friend, a powerful instrument for spiritual progress. Mastering the senses. Krishna gives a vivid analogy. Just as a tortoise can completely withdraw its limbs into its shell, a wise person can withdraw their senses from their respective objects when necessary. This doesn't imply suppression or deprivation. Rather, it signifies mastery. It means the senses do not dictate the mind. The mind controls the senses, directing them towards higher, more purposeful engagement, rather than being enslaved by their fleeting attractions. The perilous path of sense gratification. Krishna provides a clear and stark warning about the dangers of uncontrolled senses. Constant dwelling on sense objects leads to attachment. From attachment arises desire. When desires are unfulfilled, anger erupts. From anger comes delusion, which leads to loss of memory. Loss of memory causes loss of intelligence, and the loss of intelligence ultimately leads to complete spiritual ruin. This is a devastating, yet perfectly logical, roadmap to self-destruction if the senses and mind are allowed to run wild. This section offers a profound psychological blueprint of the human condition and lays out practical, actionable steps for gaining ultimate mastery over our internal world, turning our greatest potential weaknesses into sources of strength. The hallmarks of the self-realized, the sthita prajna. Arjuna, eager to grasp this exalted state of perfect wisdom, asks Krishna to describe the characteristics of a sthita prajna, a person whose intellect is steady, whose consciousness is fixed in transcendence, and who is truly self-realized. Krishna's answer is a beautiful, inspiring portrait of a liberated soul. Freedom from all material desires. A sthitaprajna is someone who has completely given up all forms of material desire. They find perfect satisfaction within the self, by the self. Their happiness is internal, not dependent on external conditions. Unmoved by adversity or prosperity. They remain completely undisturbed by distress, and are equally unagitated by happiness. They are free from attachment, fear, and anger, the three great impediments to peace. Detached yet engaged. They are not overly attached to anything, good or bad. Praise or blame, success or failure, do not sway their inner composure. They are fully engaged in the world, but not entangled by it. The sage's vigilance. Krishna offers another profound contrast. What is night for all beings is the time of awakening for the self-controlled, and what is day for all beings is night for the introspective sage. This means while ordinary people are engrossed in the pursuit of material sense gratification, which is like spiritual darkness or sleep, the self-controlled person remains awake to the true reality of the self and the supreme. Conversely, what is day, material pursuits, for the materialist is night, unimportant, for the sage. The ocean analogy. A person who is not disturbed by the incessant flow of desires that enter like rivers into the ocean, which is ever full and yet always still, can alone achieve peace, and not the person who strives to satisfy such desires. This vivid metaphor beautifully illustrates that true peace does not come from fulfilling every desire, but from cultivating a mind so vast and stable that desires can enter without disturbing its profound tranquility. This comprehensive description provides a clear, aspirational blueprint for spiritual perfection, a state of profound inner peace and unwavering wisdom, regardless of any external storm. It's the goal of all yoga, the ultimate promise, attaining supreme peace and liberation. Chapter 2 culminates with Krishna's powerful promise regarding the attainment of this state of equanimity, detachment, and self-mastery. He declares that achieving this state leads to supreme peace, Brahmi-sthiti, and ultimately liberation. Fixed in Brahman. To attain Brahmi-sthiti means to be firmly fixed in Brahman, the absolute truth, the spiritual reality that transcends all material illusions. One who achieves this state is never again deluded by the dualities of the material world. Liberation at the moment of departure. Krishna offers the ultimate comfort. One who attains this state, even at the hour of death, is never again deluded. He attains the spiritual kingdom. This emphasizes the profound importance of cultivating this consciousness throughout one's life, as the state of mind at the time of death determines one's next destination. This is the promise of escaping the cycle of repeated birth and death. This final teaching offers the grand culmination of the Gita's wisdom: freedom from suffering, freedom from illusion, and the attainment of eternal bliss and true self-realization, all made possible by understanding and diligently applying the principles of knowledge and selfless action. Your journey to transcendence begins now. Chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita is not merely a chapter, it is a spiritual revolution. It transports us from the depths of human despair to the exhilarating heights of divine wisdom. It provides the absolute foundational truths that will be expanded upon in the rest of the Gita. It teaches us that our true identity is not the perishable body, but the eternal, indestructible soul. It gives us the practical, liberating framework of Karma Yoga, acting with dedication but without entanglement in the results, and guides us towards cultivating a steady intellect and true mastery over our senses. This isn't just an ancient philosophical treatise. It's a timeless, universal manual for navigating the complexities and challenges of modern life. It empowers each of us to transcend grief and fear, by understanding the eternal nature of our true self. Act with unwavering purpose, by focusing on the sincerity of our duty rather than the elusive outcome. Cultivate unshakable inner peace, by developing equanimity amidst life's inevitable dualities. Achieve profound self-mastery, by consciously controlling our senses and nurturing a steady, discerning intellect. So, my dear friends, are you ready to apply these profound, liberating truths in your own life? Are you prepared to look beyond the temporary illusions that often bind us and connect with your eternal, divine essence? If this comprehensive, A to Z exploration of Bhagavad Gita Chapter 2 has illuminated your path and resonated with your soul, please take a moment to hit that like button. Subscribe to the Suno Boi English channel for more transformative insights into timeless wisdom, and share this video with anyone who seeks profound peace, clarity, and purpose in this often chaotic world. What specific teaching from this chapter deeply touched your heart or challenged your understanding today? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for being a part of the Suno Boi English community. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving for self-realization.